This is Harry Judd for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I am joined by the one and only Chris Lovejoy. Just get your initial reaction, AJ Usyk.
Well, you know what, man? Coming into the fight, last 6 months I had Usyk winning the fight. I thought Usyk gonna win. I couldn't see it going no different than the first fight. And I've been talking to some people, and some people been, kind of giving me some inside scoops on AJ. So he's ready. He's in tip top shape like he always is, and his mental's a little different. So I'm like, you know what, man? I'm gonna go with AJ. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I know he's the bigger, stronger guy. I know he can win. I know he can win it, but will he do it? So I said, let's just go, AJ. Let's fuck it. Let's go. So up until yesterday, man, at the weigh-ins, he did an interview with somebody. He said something like, they asked about his conditioning, and he said he doesn't know where his conditioning is at. He'll know Saturday. I'm like, it's just kind of odd, man. For him to say that, not knowing your conditions at. Then it just threw me off. There was a lot of red flags. Then he also said he doesn't care about the belts. So I was like, yeah, man. Mentally, he ain't got it. I don't think he has it. I think Usyk's gonna do the same thing. And a lot of people were defending him, saying that, oh, he's maybe running the mind game, and he's just trying to play possum. And I think I said on Twitter yesterday, I said, man, that's the mind game you playing, that's the wrong mind game to play. I'd rather you come and intimidate your opponent. If you're gonna play a mind game, intimidate him. Let him know I'm in tip top shape. I'm taking my belts back. I would like to see him come out like that. So going into this fight, man, I just didn't know how it was gonna go. You know what I mean? So anyway, my reaction is throughout the whole fight, he just looked like he was off balance. He looked like his head was over his knees, looked like he was leaning forward. And once again, he just wasn't using his height. He wasn't using his jab. And I think he got a couple rounds, had a couple of flashes of what he can do and what I think that people want him to do. Usually he was just going around it, making it look easy, making him miss, and just more active, letting his hands go more. And that was the right decision. I had Usyk up on cards, and that's what it was, bro.
Yeah, the scorecards were 115 at 113 AJ, 115, 113 Usyk, and 116, 112 Usyk. Do you think that was the right scorecards, or did you have it further to Usyk or closer to AJ?
I had Usyk winning. Some of the rounds were very, very close. I had Usyk winning 8-4, 8 rounds of 4. And a lot of the rounds could have went either way. So I really wasn't surprised by the scorecards. I was surprised by the 115, 113 for AJ. That scorecard had him winning up 2 rounds. Yeah, I don't know how they got him to win that many rounds. Even though some of them were close, I wouldn't have been surprised if this fight was a draw. Even though I knew Usyk would win the fight, I think he did enough to win the fight, which he did. I wouldn't have been surprised if it was a draw. So it was a close fight, close rounds. Yeah.
A lot of people were saying again that first of all, it was a great performance by AJ. A lot of improvements in comparison to the first fight. But a lot of people were still saying there should have been more pressure from AJ. We saw the body work again, troubling Usyk, and he had him at times. But again, was there not enough pressure?
In my opinion, it could have been more pressure. I just think that, he didn't have to just I don't want AJ's a bigger, stronger guy, man. Like, I don't want AJ to just apply pressure, make it a fight. It's a little guy. The little guy is supposed to apply the pressure. AJ's supposed to sit back, block punches, parry the jab, use the jab, you know what I mean? And then come with a right hand every now and then, I don't think he had to apply pressure, you know what I mean? But if he's not going to do those basic fundamentals of boxing, yes, he would have had to apply pressure to win the fight. So he didn't win, and if that was his strategy, if he was going to come in and fight like a little guy, apply pressure like a little guy. So, yeah, I guess you're right. He didn't apply enough pressure.
Were you impressed by some of the work that AJ did in this fight?
I was impressed. I was impressed that he closed the gaps a little bit. I was impressed that he was kind of dictating the pace of the fight. I was impressed that he went to the body. It's just that, he's so perfect physically, his physique. So we, and us as boxers, we want him to perform a perfect fight, and he just could have did he could have did a lot better, man. I just think that he was ill advised. He brought in the wrong team, and they came with the wrong strategy, man, and it showed.
Where does he go from here?
He got to go back to the drawing board. I would say he needs a spectacular knockout to get the hype back and get his mentals back, but I don't think that's going to work. I think he needs to get a durable opponent to give him some good rounds. And just try a different strategy. I believe he has the keys to be all the guys at top. I believe he has all the tools that these guys don't have, and he just won't use them.
There are arguments that, I guess, another fight with Dillian White, the Hrgovic fight was asked as well. He won't be up for those fights. The only fighters that he would want, I mean, the Wilder fight could be available. I mean, he's fighting Helenius. We've seen that Wilder's returning, but other than going for the big Fury fight, a lot of questions that he won't be up for any more fights than that.
Well, I think he's still a big sell. He's still a big draw. Win, lose, or draw, he's still a big draw. The AJ Fury fight is still on the table. Like I said before, I think Fury's not retiring. He actually came back and made some jokes after this on Instagram story and was saying he'd beat both of them. But I think it's still a big fight to be made. I mean, it won't be for the belts because he lost the belts. Even with him and Wilder, still a mega fight to be made. I don't know if he wants to take those fights that fast. I remember Eddie Hearn saying something like, win, lose, or draw, he'll be fighting in December. So, I don't know. Let's see what type of tune-up he gets. Let's see how he looks. Let's see.
What did you make? I saw on your channel that you're very outspoken in terms of after the fight, AJ's antics coming back into the ring, taking the Ring Magazine belt and throwing that out the ring. What did you make of that? It's hard, I'd say, to argue against. There's a lot of emotions, isn't there, after a fight like that? It's a grueling 12-round fight. But what did you make of what you saw?
It was just no class for me. That's just, it's unacceptable in my book. I mean, win, lose, or draw, you got to respect your opponent. You got to respect the sport. You got to respect the fans and everybody else. You still got to be humble. A lot of people saying that he's been playing a role. He's not like that. Regardless you playing a role or not, you still got to play the role. You got kids watching. You got your image. You got the whole world watching. You know what I mean? So I don't act like that. I don't support people who act like that. I don't know how he lost it and did that. I didn't see that coming. I just don't know why he did that. You know what I mean? I actually missed it live. As soon as they announced the announcement, I went outside and I came back and Twitter was just going crazy. Like, what is AJ doing? What's going on here? I'm like, what did I miss? He's ranting or he had a meltdown. I'm like, what the hell? And Sky Sports posted it. I'm like, oh man, what is he doing? Then he made some other speech and it's just a real meltdown. You know what I mean? It's like, there's no excuse for that, and I can't give him a pass and say it's a lot of emotions. He took a loss. I mean, we're grown. You took losses before. We've all took losses somehow, and we're men. This is a sport. You win, lose, or draw. You can't win them all, and you gotta be prepared for loss. You know what I mean? You gotta be mentally. Anything can happen. You just don't do that. It's uncalled for, man. He's gonna lose a lot of respect from a lot of people, probably some fans, but hopefully he comes out and admits his wrong and makes an apology to the people for that. You know what I mean? And Usyk, let Usyk, enjoy his win, enjoy his night. You came back and did all that. That's just not cool. But hey, man, I don't know. I don't support that.
Have you lost some respect for him after that?
Not about the belt part. I understand he kind of had a meltdown. That could be forgiven. The part that I lost respect for was when he came back in the ring and he's arguing with Usyk, saying, "How did you beat me?" as if he was the scorekeeper. That seemed like the argument you should have taken to the judges. Usyk is like, "What are you talking about, bro? Like, Man, this is over with, man. How did I beat you? Shit, I just showed you. You go back and watch film. Y'all figure it out, man. Let me enjoy my night. So I don't know, man. That was weird for me, man. You know, it's like it's the saying they say something something in win and something something in loss. You always humble in defeat. That's it. Humble in defeat, humble in win. That's something. It's like you weren't humble in defeat, man. Before when you took your defeat, you took the pictures and raised everybody else's hand and said it was cool. This time you didn't accept your loss, man. A lot of people not gonna respect that.
Take nothing away from Usyk in that fight. What were you impressed from him? What did Usyk do that impressed you so much?
He showed he could take a punch. He showed heart. I believe he got hurt a few times, and he recovered quick. He knew how to hold and recover a little bit into the end of the round. Then came back strong like nothing happened. He never remembered the round before that he was hurt in the next round. He came out stronger and made sure that he tried to win the next round. Yeah, he definitely showed heart. Got hit with a couple punches. Not nothing real devastating to say that he showed he had a chin, but he definitely showed that he could take a punch in the body and recover.
Then the big question is, you mentioned Tyson Fury. Um, let's hope he comes back out and there is that unification fight. How do you think that one goes down if it does come off?
Fury Usyk.
Yeah.
Uh, if it does happen, I got Fury making it look easy. Uh, I believe he'll come out and do what we all hoped Anthony Joshua would do, meaning don't give Usyk your whole body. Turn to the half. These are basic boxing fundamentals. Turn sideways, give him half your body. That's how Tyson fights. Use your jab. Use your height. And I think he'll make easy work of Usyk.
That'd be a knockout, or do you reckon that will go the full 12? How do you think that will go down? Because arguably a lot of people have said that Fury's not got the biggest of punches, but against Usyk, you'd probably bet that if it was to go down, like you said, he would knock Fury out. No, not Usyk out. Sorry.
I don't know if he'll knock him out. I just think that Fury will use his height, use his jab, and use the experience he got to keep him to stay to fight behind the jab. To keep him back. To just win the rounds easily. I mean, he's that much he's that much taller than him, has that much reach to him. He has a lot of experience. Yeah, I just can't see Usyk getting in and landing anything. High percentage on Fury.
How damaging do you think this is for Matchroom and DAZN? This fight.
I think it's pretty damaging at the moment, meaning that he's the cash cow, I believe. I haven't seen the numbers, but I'm pretty sure he is. He's obviously a heavyweight, the champion, global type of guy. It's pretty damaging when you got a guy lose all the belts, you know what I mean? And then when you get a chance to get him back, you lose him again. And now you got to figure out how can we get this guy back to the star level, you know what I mean? And who else do we really got to get us there? So it's pretty damaging for now. Sky's the limit though for the zone and Matchroom. I mean, they got the best promoter in my eyes, Eddie Hearn, and you just they got to build some other guys up. I mean, you can't just go beat up another AJ like that. But I mean, he has the look. He had the record. Gold medal. Well spoken, handsome guy. And it's hard to it's hard to replace that. But I don't know who else they got. That boxing always changes faces every 5-6 years, man. I've been someone told me this when I first started boxing, and I've seen it happen. It's happening. It's going to continue to happen. So, who's next? I don't think AJ will be up there no more. I think he got a couple big fights left in him, but part of it is that it's not a lot of big fights for anybody right now in the heavyweight division. It's pretty shallow at the top.